friends, I did another extreme grocery budget challenge. If you've seen any of these videos before, then you know the drill. I went shopping with only $25 to purchase ingredients for 5 nights of dinners for my family of 3, which includes 2 adults and 1 toddler. When I make these meals, I try to only use the ingredients that I purchased, with the exception of a few things that I already have on hand, like condiments, butter, oil, and spices. The first thing that I'm going to do in this video is show you my shopping process. I have my $25 ready, and my first stop is at Aldi. My Aldi is small, so it won't have everything that I need, but it will have great deals on some of the items that I want to pick up. In store, I head to the meat department first to see if they have any markdowns. I see clearance tags on the drumsticks, but that won't work with the meals that I have planned this week. I don't need a large amount of chicken, so I'm going to go with this small package of thin sliced chicken breasts. This package is only $4.40 and is enough for what I have planned this week. Next, I went over to the cheese section and I found feta cheese marked down to $1.99. I wanted to include feta cheese in one of my meals, but wasn't sure if I was going to be able to. But with this price, I think that I can squeeze it into my budget. This is 75 cents cheaper than the least expensive feta cheese at my Walmart. It's also an ounce less, but that's okay because I don't need that much feta cheese. I found that Aldi always has the best price on canned beans. I'm going to grab some dark red kidney beans and some white kidney beans. These are 72 cents each. Next, I went to the produce section. Normally, I don't grab a lot of produce at Aldi because they package their produce in sizes that are larger than what I need. However, this package of spinach is 2 ounces less than the packaged spinach at Walmart and 49 cents cheaper. It's also enough for the meals that I have planned. The last thing that I'm getting here at Aldi is this package of strawberries. They're priced at $2.09. Sometimes people wonder why I don't just get everything at Aldi when I do one of these challenges. And the reason why is because my Aldi doesn't have everything that I need. And they also don't have the best prices on everything. However, they do have great deals on some items, and since it's less than a half a mile away from Walmart, it's worthwhile for me to go to both stores. Everything rang up correctly at the register. My total was $11.41, which means that I have $13.59 left to spend at Walmart. A great tool in planning these trips is using the Walmart app, so I get an idea of the prices before I even step in store. The first thing that I'm picking up here today are these frozen cut green beans priced at 84 cents. Next, I'm picking up a 1-pound package of frozen ground turkey priced at just $1.82. I found that picking up frozen ground meat is typically cheaper than picking it up fresh. I'm looking for a large carton of vegetable broth, like this big container of chicken broth. However, my store either doesn't carry it or doesn't have it in stock. So instead, I'm going to pick up 2 32-ounce cartons of vegetable broth. Next, I'm picking up a large can of petite diced tomatoes. I'm grabbing the kind that already has the Italian seasoning in it. I'm in the international section, and these noodles are only 48 cents, but they are not the type of noodles that I'm looking for. I'm actually just going to go with these dino noodles because they don't have any plain small shell or macaroni noodles. Next, I went to check out the clearance bakery rack. These butter croissants look great, but there's only one in a package, so I think I'm going to skip these. Then I found this Italian bread with garlic and herbs on top, marked down to just 87 cents. This looks great, so I'm definitely picking it up. At this point, I have a little bit less than $6 to get everything else, and I am just now stopping in the produce department. The first thing that I'm picking up here is this red bell pepper priced at $1.38. I'm making a little detour to pick up these maple pecans priced at $1.38. This is definitely a splurge and may seem like a wild card, but I promise it will make sense later why I'm picking this up. Next, I'm picking up a 1-pound bag of carrots. These are priced at 98 cents. At this point, I have just $2.20 left to spend. I need a large sweet potato. They're 88 cents per pound. I'm going to weigh it to make sure that I have an accurate idea of how much it will be. Based on its weight, this sweet potato is 77 cents. I also need an onion. I'm going to pick a small one because I don't need a large onion and I don't have a lot of money left to work with. These onions are $1.42 per pound, and this one will be 80 cents. I still need to pick up a zucchini. They're $1.48 per pound, but luckily zucchini is pretty lightweight, and I find one that's just 50 cents. This is everything that I'm picking up at Walmart. I think that I was able to get a lot for my money. But there are still a couple of things that I wish that I could have included in this trip. When I checked out, I noticed that I was charged 8 cents in sales tax. In Kentucky, we are not charged sales tax on food. However, the nuts that I bought had a sugary coating, so I can only assume that that's the reason why I was charged sales tax on them. I'm back home, and this is everything that I was able to pick up for my $25 challenge. I was able to get a lot, but there were a few things that I wanted to get and didn't, like some celery and some fresh Italian parsley. I spent $24.95 between my two receipts, and I love it when I get that close because I feel like I really made the most out of my budget. For night one, I'm making a very simple dinner, a strawberry spinach salad with chicken on top, and I'm also going to use the feta cheese and the candied nuts. This chicken is thin sliced, which I like because it will be easy to cook it all the way through on the stovetop. I'm gonna season it with this buttery steakhouse and salt and pepper, but if you don't have a seasoning blend like this, you can also use garlic powder and onion powder. I heated up some olive oil in this pan over medium-high heat, and now I'm gonna add my chicken. We usually always remove the chicken from the pan after it's cooked on both sides, cut it up, and then return it back to the pan. I don't know why, but my husband thinks it tastes better when it's done this way. Here's the completed dinner for night one. I grated that carrot and added it to the spinach along with the feta cheese, those nuts, and the cooked chicken, which I chopped into little pieces, and toasted that bread and added it to the side. I don't normally give my toddler salads, but I'm gonna give it a try tonight, and I know at the very least she'll eat the strawberries, the chicken, and the bread. I don't think that this salad necessarily requires a dressing because of the intense flavors of some of the ingredients like the feta cheese and the strawberries. But if you'd like to add a salad dressing, I would recommend a vinaigrette, and in particular a balsamic vinaigrette. You can make your own if you don't have the salad dressing on hand with balsamic vinegar and olive oil. This dinner was delicious, and that Walmart Italian bread with the seasonings was so good. For dinner on night two, I'm going to make a sweet potato and ground turkey hash. I'm also going to include that red bell pepper and carrot as some additional vegetables in this dish. The spices that I'll be using to flavor this dish are, of course, salt and pepper, onion powder, chili powder, and ginger. I pulled out the garlic powder at first, but then realized that I have minced garlic that I can use instead, so I didn't end up using that. The first thing that I did was wash and cut up my vegetables. Then I added the ground turkey to a pan. The heat is set at medium-high, and I'm starting to crumble it up. I seasoned it with salt and pepper, and then a tablespoon of chili powder. After the chili powder, I added in half a teaspoon of the onion powder. And then after the meat had cooked through pretty well, I added in a teaspoon of the minced garlic. After that cooked for a minute, I removed the ground beef from heat, drained it, and set it aside for later. Then I heated up some oil in a pan and added the sweet potatoes and carrots. I cooked this on medium-high heat as well. I seasoned the vegetables with salt, half a teaspoon of ginger, as well as half a teaspoon of onion powder. And to top it all off, I shook in a little bit of chili powder. These vegetables have been cooking for several minutes, so it's time to add in my red bell pepper. Then I reduced the heat to medium and added in the ground turkey and a cup of vegetable stock. However, this ended up being a little bit too much, and I would recommend only adding in half a cup. I covered the pan, and now I'm going to reduce the heat and let it simmer for several more minutes. This is our dinner for night two, sweet potato and ground turkey hash. I think that you could serve this over rice or with rice on the side if you wanted to add in something else. For dinner on night three, I'm going to make a very easy meal. I'm going to cook the chicken in my air fryer, boil the carrots, and then make a very simple salad on the side with some of the leftover spinach, strawberries, and feta cheese. Before I put the chicken in the air fryer, I put oil on both sides along with salt and pepper and more of that buttery steakhouse seasoning. I cooked it at 380 for 5 minutes on both sides. I love how chicken turns out in the air fryer, and we like it a little bit crispy. For the carrots, I just chopped them up and boiled them, and then I added butter and salt. I made a smaller version of that strawberry spinach salad to go on the side. I also added a piece of that delicious bread from the Walmart bakery. No surprise, my toddler didn't eat the salad last time, so I'm not giving it to her tonight. I'm making minestrone soup tonight, and this will last us for dinner tonight and also tomorrow night. I'm using several different spices from my spice rack, but if you don't have these, you can use an Italian seasoning blend. To make the cooking process easier, I always chop and prepare my vegetables first, and since these will be added in at different times, I have them in different containers. Then I heated up some olive oil over medium-high heat and added in the onion and carrots. After that had cooked for several minutes, I added in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I let the garlic cook for a minute before adding in the vegetable broth. Between both containers, it was 7 cups of broth. Then I added in the entire can of diced tomatoes. Next, I added all of the spices, starting with a teaspoon of basil. Then I added in a teaspoon of oregano, and after that, I added in half a teaspoon of parsley. I also added half a teaspoon of ground thyme. Finally, I added in salt and pepper to taste, and I was generous with the salt. Once the soup started boiling, I covered it and reduced the heat. After 10 minutes, I added in the zucchini and the pasta, as well as the entire bag of frozen green beans. Then I covered it again, allowing it to cook for another 10 minutes before adding in the beans and the spinach. And then I left the soup on the heat over the stove top until the spinach was cooked. Minestrone is one of my favorite types of soup. Whenever I get the chance to go to Olive Garden for lunch, I always order the minestrone soup. This minestrone soup turned out wonderfully, even though I had to use that dino pasta. And that bread with the garlic and herbs on top was the perfect complement to this soup. This soup also reheats really well. I oftentimes think it tastes better on the second night. I always show you what food we have left at the end of the challenge. And for this challenge, I only have a little bit of spinach and feta cheese remaining. Well, that was my 5 nights of $5 dinners challenge. I enjoyed all of the meals that I made this week, but my favorite was the strawberry and spinach salad. That was delicious and something that I will definitely be making more of in the future. One meal that I think I might change a little bit is the ground turkey and sweet potato hash. My husband said that it tasted healthy. I think that it probably would be improved with ground beef over the ground turkey. If you enjoy these types of videos, I've done several of them in the past, and I will leave a link in my description box below to a playlist where you can check them out. I'll also leave links to recipes for the meals that I prepared this week. They aren't exactly what I've done, but they are great guides if you would like to recreate these meals. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you for watching. Check out my Instagram and TikTok. They are both at Amy Way to Save. I scanned both of these receipts into Swagbucks and I got back 4 cents for the Aldi receipt. That was 2 cents for any receipt and then 2 cents for any strawberries. And for the Walmart receipt, I got back 8 cents, 2 cents for any receipt, 2 cents for any carrots, 2 cents for any onion, and 2 cents for any bread.